This boy sawed a piece of wood when the teacher wasn't looking. He hid it in his trouser leg. He took it back to his dormitory. Then he marked the log. He went to the playground to watch the others play football. When there was chaos on the field, the guards were attracted to the game. The boy saw an opportunity to fasten his slippers with duct tape. He took a stick and ran towards the pitch. Soon someone spots his intentions. The boy accelerates over the fence, running through the jungle in a hurry. Around the bend, a stick appeared. In a few moments, a second and a third appeared. Turns out this wasn't the first time he'd run away. The guards chased him in their car, but the boy kept running. He didn't want to give up, but the guards finally stopped him. The boy looked down at the sign on the ground. Silently, he put the stick in his hand in front of him. That's right, this is the 20th time he's run away. The boy was taken back to the juvenile detention center. He was locked up for a week. Then the female corrections officer socialized him. To train stray dogs that were temporarily unavailable for adoption, and said that if he could learn to take care of a puppy, that he could learn to take care of himself. At first, the boy didn't know anything. He wouldn't respond to any of his calls. The dog wouldn't even look at him. Then the boy began to feed him. He took him for a run on the grass. He even gave him a nice bath. And they built up a tentative trust. In order to train the dog better, the boy searched for information on dog training. He read a lot of books about dogs. He even made a dog tag in crafts class. And the dog became more and more obedient. And so their relationship grew stronger and stronger. Every time the boy whistled, the dog would come to him as soon as he whistled. The two lonely souls had finally found a place to stay. But this day, when the boy whistled, but he didn't see the dog for a long time. After asking the instructor, he learned that the puppy had been adopted. The boy couldn't accept this, so he lifted the mattress, kicked off the boards inside and put it on his waist. Then he taped the slippers together. Yes, he's going to escape again. The boy scaled the fence with skill and ran through the forest. He decided to find the puppy. Soon he arrives at the same place as before, and the guards were waiting for him. This time he made sure not to go back. He went into the bushes. The boy escaped. Afterwards, the juvenile detention center found the boy's brother. He told him about the boy's escape because he was the one who brought him here. The boy hid in a tent. He waited until the mall was closed. He went to the electrical section and stole a heater, but he accidentally set off the alarm. He was caught by the security guard. And fell on his face, and also stole a motorbike. You can tell he's a repeat offender. The reason he stole the heater. He stole the heater to keep his elderly grandmother warm. But stealing was never right. To make him stop doing bad things, he had to take him to court, because the boy was underage. The judge put him in a juvenile detention center, and took out a copy of the civil code and made him memorize it, so he'd know what he couldn't do. But the boy escaped from juvie because of a dog. When his brother found out, he was furious, because his 18th birthday is in a few days. If he gets into trouble again, he might be sent to jail. He went to his grandmother's hospital room. He found the boy here, but the boy said he wanted to find his dog. He wouldn't go back. The brother agreed to look for the dog first, but the boy said he wanted to take grandma with him, because the doctor just told him grandma only has 2 days left. He wanted to take her home. He'll go back as soon as he's done these two things. There was no other way. Brother had to take the portable medical equipment. He pushed grandma into the caravan. The three of them set out to find the dog. First they went to the local shelter. The brother was afraid the boy would get into trouble. He was ready to go in alone. But the director keeps his client's information strictly confidential. He wouldn't disclose it. The brother had no choice. He had no choice but to take the adoption records. He took the adoption records, and the boy searched outside the cages. But he found a disabled puppy. When my brother returned to the car, he saw the boy coming out with the dog in his arms. They drove away. In the car, my brother asked him what was wrong with him. The boy said that when he found his dog, he said that the shelter had made a mistake, and he'd trade him for a disabled dog. My brother was impressed with his thinking. The brothers found 3 matching adoptions. They came to the first one. The boy was whistling over the fence. He saw several dogs. The boy watched them for a while, told his brother it wasn't the right one. Then they found a place to camp, preparing for tomorrow's trip to the next house. In the morning, the boy gave his grandmother her medicine and combed his hair, took the 3-legged dog for a walk, and ate breakfast. He set out to find the dog again. This time they came to an abandoned car park. They saw a dog that liked to sleep in the car. Clearly, it wasn't a boy's dog either. When the brothers returned to the car, the grandmother was in a bad way. She could die at any moment, so they had to drive back home. They went to the local pastor to baptize grandma, with the intention of burying her with her grandfather. But when they arrived at grandpa's grave, they were shocked by what they saw. There's grave, but there was only a big pit in front of them. The priest told them that the grave had expired a year ago. Grandpa's ashes had already been removed. To renew the lease, they had to pay 5,000 euros. The boy offered to sell the caravan. The priest said the cemetery was already rented. They can't even buy it with money. The brothers had to find another way. They had to find another place. To raise the money, they set their sights on their cousin's cow. This cow was the champion of the Dairy League. It was worth 60,000 euros. The brothers went to the farm. They found the champion cow listening to music. The boys expertly unlocked the chain, but when they took the cow back to the farm, they saw their cousin talking to his grandmother. The brothers had to get in the car. They tried to get their cousin out of the way, but the cousin said that he rented the plot of his grandfather's grave, and now he's given it to his father. He said he'd already chosen a place for his grandparents. He hoped they could forgive him. Don't worry about it anymore. But when he turned around, he saw his family's champion cow appearing outside the car window. The next day, the brothers put their grandfather's ashes in a new place. Then they came down to check on their grandmother. Miraculously, she was better, running around with her every day. Instead, her health indicators gradually stabilized. And so it was. The brothers set out on another journey to find the puppy. When the last one was found, the boy would be able to go back to juvie. But halfway there, the boy said that the puppy was at the first house they visited. The brother was furious, wasted a lot of time. The boy said he saw that the puppy had a new companion, and he's doing well with them. That's where he belongs, and he didn't want to end the journey with his family. That's why he lied. The brother was relieved to hear it. He ran with his brother to the sea. The two of them played with the waves. They were on their way home. They returned the adoption records to the shelter. They left the disabled puppy with his grandmother. They gave the dog a home. Then the caravan arrived at the juvenile detention center. The boy said goodbye to his family. He made a pact with his brother not to get into trouble again. He'll wait until the next time he walks out on his own.